Oh, there it is. All right, I think you guys can see me now. How's everyone doing today? Hey, Denisha, I tried to add you as a moderator. Hold on, let me try to add you. One second, guys. You guys can start putting some questions in the chat while I try to do something real quick. My day is good, thank you. I'm trying to add you right now. Hold on. I've never added a moderator before. I'm still getting used to this. One second. Sorry, guys. All right, Denisha, I think I added you as a moderator. So thank you very much for offering to do this for me. I really appreciate it. Awesome, thank you. Hi, Sean. Thanks, Ronald. I really appreciate that. I'm good, thank you. How are you? How is everyone doing? You've been working with Stu and his cult? What story would I want for Scream 7 reboot? Chris, do you mean like a total reboot, like brand new characters? Because I'm not a fan of that idea. I personally want to see a Sydney focused story. All right, let's see some of these questions. Jason, Denisha is the best. Hello, hello. Hey, Brandon. Nice to see you here. If you guys aren't familiar with Brandon's channel, I Like Scary, definitely go check him out. He's got some great videos. Sean, I don't like the idea of a complete reboot. I'm not down the road one day, maybe after we wrap up this current story. We need Sydney back. You guys know I want Stu back. There's some loose ends that we need to tie up before we can do a complete reboot. In Scream 8, we can talk about a complete reboot then, in my opinion at least. If they do a complete reboot, like, of course, I will go see the movie. I'll still see it, but I won't be too happy about it. Thanks, Roderick. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you being a channel member. Thanks for joining us here today. Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate that. I agree. I wish that we could get Melissa back. I hope that we could work something out. I don't know. It's not looking too good though. But yeah, I've heard people say maybe they could like sell the rights to a different studio and the new studio could hire her back. I just don't see that happening. I wish. I do believe that if Stumacher was revealed to be alive, that it would make him the strongest Ghostface because none of them have come back before. So, if he could survive what happened to him in the first movie, yeah, I think it would make him the strongest. How would they bring back Sydney? There's a couple different ways they could do that. Um, One thing that I've said on my channel before is that maybe Mark Kincaid, her husband, could be the opening kill. I mean, I would like to see more of him, so I don't know if I would like him to be the opening kill, but if he was the opening kill, she would want to get revenge on Ghostface, and that would be a good way to get her back in the story. Um, and should they just forget about the core four? I don't know. I would like to see Mindy and Chad return. I have said before that Martha, their mom, Martha Meeks, she could be in the story. She has some history with Sydney. So if we get Sydney back, maybe Martha can have a scene, and then Chad and Mindy could be involved also. I have seen Scream the TV series. It was good. The first two seasons were good. I didn't like the ending for that story. That was terrible. Season 3 was okay too. I like that they brought in the actual Ghostface mask, and I really like Kiki Palmer, so anything she's in, I like. Um, I personally don't think the TV series is anywhere as good as the movies are. Yes, we'll have to work something out, Brandon. Do I think they can make the TV show into the movie? What do you mean, like bring characters into the Scream movies, like with Sydney? That would be interesting to see. Will they do it? Probably not. I would like to see them continue the story though of the first two seasons. It was kind of left open ended. Yes, hit that like button, please. What do I think of the original Scream 7 draft with Christina and Leslie Mocker as the killers? I like that. That's kind of exactly what I wanted because I do want Stu to come back. I'm still holding out hope that Stu's the killer in Scream 7. Um, and I had this theory for so long that Christina Carpenter has been working with him and helping him in hiding. So that's like my dream scenario, Christina and Stu. There's so much that could be done with Christina's character. And I did always wonder if Leslie Mocker knew that Stu, if she knows that Stu's alive. So to have the three of them working together, that would be my dream scenario. Now that it's been leaked, like I don't think that's gonna happen, but that would have been perfect for me. You still have not seen Scream 6? What are you doing? Get on it. It's a great movie. You have to see it. That would be funny. I mean, I wonder what Stu has been up to this whole time. Like, I'm not a fan of the theory that he's been in jail. I don't think that would work that well. Um, was he institutionalized? I don't know. I don't like that idea either. I like to think that he's just been living his life in hiding, running things behind the scenes, recruiting people for his cult. I hope that in Scream 7, we get, you know, we get details on what he's been doing. Thanks, Cody. Do I own any Scream memorabilia? I have the posters, which I still have to get framed and hang them up. I don't have them hanging yet. And I have a ghost face mask, like the original one, and the new aged mask. I don't have too much stuff. I need to get more. Hello, thanks for joining us here. What's my favorite MTV ghost face? Probably Kieran, just because he's the only in the entire franchise, if you include the movies and the TV show together, he's the only one who kind of got away with it for a while and then was revealed later. Because, spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen the show, sorry. um, he got through season one getting away with it, and then he wasn't revealed until season two. So he's probably my favorite. Um, Also, Piper, I think was her name. She was pretty good too. Could the TV show tie into the movie? I don't know. That would be interesting. Radio Silence, I think they confirmed that it takes place in the same universe because there was a Brandon James mask spotted on the subway in Scream 6. I think in an interview they said that it takes place in the same universe. So could the show be tied into the movies? Maybe. Thanks, Russell. Thanks for joining us. All my stew theories made you paranoid. Was Leslie older or younger than Stu? Technically, I don't think it's been confirmed, but I think she's older because I think we would have seen her in high school if she wasn't. And then I like to think like she went on vacation with the parents because she was like she didn't have school. She graduated school, maybe she was in college. on break. I don't know. I think if she was younger than Stu, we would have seen her in the movie, but who knows? I agree, James. The first Scream movie is the best film ever. It's my comfort movie. I watch it constantly. It's just a perfect movie. No complaints about it. Yes, hit that like button, everyone. So, I have talked about this on my channel before. Um, he could be Ghostface. I mean, he was a little suspicious in Scream 3. Um, I've had a theory like what if he was Roman's secret partner because we know Roman was working alone, but the way that the film was shot was with two killers in mind, because that was originally in the script before they changed it. Um, and there's a moment in Scream 3 where so Ghostface gets Sydney's number and they're trying to figure out how Ghostface got her number. And they ask Dewey, "Did anyone use your phone?" And Dewey says, "Yeah, Jennifer, Jolie, and you, Mark and Kate." And there is a scene where right after right after Mark uses his phone, Ghostface calls Sydney. So could he be Ghostface? Possibly. I know they've done the boyfriend thing before, so I think a lot of people wouldn't want to see that. But it would be a little different because Sydney's married to him and started a life with him, has kids with him. So it would be a little bit more of a betrayal, in my opinion. Do I get frustrated by the people who dismiss the theory that Schumacher is alive? Sometimes. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I don't get mad, but there is a lot of evidence. My issue is the non believers who get genuinely angry at us believers. Like, we can have a calm conversation. Like, you don't have to believe that he's alive, but you don't have to be mean to me just because I believe he's alive. And like you said, there is a lot of evidence. So I appreciate the non believers who are open to the idea because they can recognize that there is some evidence and they might end up doing it. Even if they don't like the idea and don't want him to return, I like when they can at least admit that it's like a possibility. I've wondered this also. Where was Mark between Scream 3 and Scream 4? Because Sydney is not with him in Scream 4. And then they just drop that line in Scream 5 that they're married. So that's suspicious also. Where was he for like 10 years? So I think he'll probably die, but I would like to see him get away with it and so that he could be in Scream 8. Because I want him to be in a full movie. I want him for the full length of the whole movie. But at the same time, I want that big reveal in the final act. But if we don't get that reveal until the final act, we won't get him in a full movie. So that's why I want him to get away with it and then also be in Scream 8. I mean, that would be like, just like we've never had a Ghostface come back before. So this would be a first for the franchise. we've also never had one get away with it and not die at the end of the movie. So that would be another first for the Scream franchise. So that would be cool to see. Like it is the seventh movie, so I think it's time we change up the formula a little bit. So we'll see. I also want Stu to return. Um, so you think Jill, Roman, Mickey, and Amber worked with him? That would be cool if they revealed it that all the past ghost faces had something to do with him, like a part of his cult that we didn't know about in the past movies. Um, and then it's revealed that he's been running his cult since, after the events of the first movie, all these years. That would be cool. Yeah, I feel like the twins can still be a part of Scream 7 if they wanted to. Will the actors want to come back? I don't know. They're probably gonna they're probably gonna stand in solidarity with Melissa and Jenna, but who knows? I would like to see them because I don't want to see just a bunch of new characters. Any returning characters that we can get, I would like to see. Yes, the Stu Mocker is a live song. If you guys have not heard this song, there is this great song on YouTube that you guys need to check out when this live stream is over. Search in YouTube, Stu Mocker is a live song. The YouTube account is Songs About Everything, and they recently put out a sequel song. It's called Stew Clues, where they talk about some of the clues that hint towards Stu being alive. If you have not heard the song or both of the songs, they're great. You need to check it out. They also have a couple of other Scream songs on their channel. So definitely go check out the channel Songs About Everything. If I could bring someone back from the dead, who would it be? I'm assuming you mean in the Scream franchise. That's what my answer is going to be. It would probably be Randy. I love Randy. He's one of my favorite characters. I miss him every time I watch the movies after Scream 2. His death kills me. Ugh, I hate Nancy Loomis for killing him. Yeah, Mark betraying Sydney is kind of it's probably not going to happen, but it would be a big betrayal. I do not think Stu is dead. I think he's alive. Will his sister get revenge? I don't know. I That's what I wanted to see. Um, and then with the Scream 7 script leak, like I think that's what was going to happen, but now that there was the leak, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. Who would I like to play Leslie Mocker? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I've seen there's this one actress that I've seen some people saying. What's her name? Elizabeth Moss. I see people doing like these fan posters. Um, Of her, she would probably be good. This this actress, I don't know if you can see it. I haven't given any thought to it. Who would you guys like to see play Leslie Mocker? Leave a comment. Kirby as Ghostface. That's interesting. I have done a theory on my channel about this. Um, I've been suspicious of her for a few years now. She had a couple suspicious moments in Scream 4. Um, and when Scream 5 was first announced, I thought she was gonna be Ghostface. If you guys have not seen my Kirby theory, definitely go check it out. There are some interesting points in it. Will they ever do that? I don't know. I mean, we've never had like a returning character who was thought to be good turn bad. So I personally would like to see that. I know a lot of people say like, but I love Kirby. I don't want her to be Ghostface. But I loved Billy and Stu, and I love them as Ghostface. It would be interesting to see, and something that hasn't been done before. What if Christina Carpenter mastered this all in all Scream movies? I have given some thought to that. I have a bunch of Christina theories on my channel. Um, I think it's very possible that she knew what Billy and Stu were up to in the first movie, and there's a chance that she helped them because there's just some suspicious things about Christina that have been revealed in Scream 5 and Scream 6. Check out my Christina theories if you haven't seen them already. She was in love with Billy Loomis and she loves the stab movies. I think there's a chance that I think there's a good chance that she knew what Billy and Stu were up to and she has a dark side. And I think if Stu's alive, like I think he is, I think there's a chance that she's been helping him in hiding all this time and possibly helping him run his cult. So I do think there's a good chance she's been in charge of some things this whole time. Yeah, I've heard theories that Gail could be a ghost face. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I would like it. It would definitely be a crazy twist, which I always appreciate a good twist, but I don't think I would like that. If she did become Ghostface, I think it would have to be that she like snapped from all the trauma and is a new Ghostface. I don't like the idea that she's been like a Ghostface all this whole time. I don't like that idea. Yeah, I hear a lot of people saying that Nev Campbell might not want to return now because of everything that's going on. I hope not. I hope they can get Sydney back. I feel like a Sydney focused movie is the only thing that can save Scream 7 now, especially because I personally want Stu Macher to return, and Matthew Lillard has said that he will not return unless Nev Campbell also returns. So I'm dreading that news. I don't want to find out that Nev Campbell's not returning because then I think it's safe to assume that Stu isn't coming back. Even if Stu did return without Sydney, I don't think I would like that. I don't care for Stu to like attack new people. I mean, if he was gonna attack Sam without Sydney, I would like that enough because that's Billy's daughter. But without Sam and without Sydney, like I I don't want Stu to be attacking random people. So like I said, I hope we don't get the news that Nev Campbell isn't returning because that's like worst case scenario for me. I would also like to bring back Tatum. Tatum's one of my favorites. Cotton, I don't really care for. He was never my favorite. Um, but yeah, Tatum, I would like to see again. Who do I consider to be the ultimate evil of the Scream franchise, Roman or John Milton? John Milton was a pretty evil guy. Did he deserve what he got? Maybe a little, yeah. um, Obviously Roman's evil too, but I'm gonna go with John Milton for allowing what happened to Maureen Prescott. Like, that's not okay. Do I think Mindy and or Chad will die in Scream 7? If they return, yeah, I think one of them would have to die. They might not even return, so that's a different story, but if Mindy and Chad return, I do think one of them has to go. I fully expected one of them to die in Scream 6. I thought it was gonna be Mindy to mirror Randy in Scream 2, because we know that Scream 6 kinda copied Scream 2 in a lot of ways. So I thought, because like, Mindy's kinda like the new Randy in a way, um, with being like a movie buff and giving the rules in every movie. So I thought she was gonna die. Obviously, she didn't. Um, and I love Chad, and I'm happy that he survived. But like, what he survived is just a little ridiculous in my opinion. Like, two ghost faces ganging up on him. I'm sorry. Like, if they wanted him to survive, then fine. But I think the first time that they gave us two ghost faces on screen together should have been like a crazy kill. It should have been an actual kill. I didn't like how they did that. But yeah, if Mindy and Chad return in Scream 7, I do think one of them has to die. We need to raise the stakes a little bit. There were no major deaths in Scream 6. I thought Gail was a goner also. Like, when she's laying on that floor and she says to Sam, "Tell Sydney he never got me," I thought that was it. Obviously, everyone survived, so yeah, there needs to be some big deaths in Scream 7, and one of the twins should definitely go. Randy was not still a virgin. We find out in Scream 3 during his videotape that they watch. He says it was like a mistake giving up his virginity to Karen Kolchak, his coworker at the video store. I do believe that they said, like, Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven said that they regret killing him off. But like I said, these movies need like high stakes. So if no one important dies, then it's like, what are we even doing here? It kills me that Dewey had to die, but we need big deaths in these movies. So unfortunately, I do think Gail is going to die in Scream 7. I think she's, gone away too many times and it's her time to go. I don't want it to be. I love her, but we need a big death in Scream 7. Yeah, like I just said, I think Gail is gonna die in Scream 7. I think I think it's her time. Also, Kirby could die in Scream 7. I hope not, because like we just got her back and I love her, but we do need some big deaths. Um, do I think Scream 7 will have to change up their story because of Sam and Tara? Yeah. Um, they are doing a script rewrite. I mean, they have to because it was going to focus on Sam and Tara, and now that it's not, they do have to do a rewrite. Um, I hope that it focuses on Sydney. Oh no, what did I do? Okay. Let's see. Do I have high hopes for Scream 7? I'm trying to. I am trying to have high hopes. You know, as much as I don't want to wait for the movie to come out, like, you know, I want it right now, I do want them to take the time to get it right. I don't think that they should rush it. They should take the time to get the script right, take the time to work out the casting and all the little details. So, as much as I want to see it now, they need to take the time to get everything right. Hey Ryan, thanks for joining us. I agree. I think that that Kirby look that she gave, like the look that she gave Mindy, was very suspicious. I talk about it in my Kirby theory video. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out. Um, Kirby has some very suspicious moments in Scream 4 and Scream 6. There's quite a few suspicious moments. Like when Mindy, so when Kirby says the TV that killed Stu Macher, and Mindy says if you believe he's really dead, Kirby doesn't say anything. She doesn't argue with her. She doesn't say, that's crazy. Like, of course he's dead. She gives her a look. Like, maybe she knows something. Like, you know, Kirby works for the FBI. So if Stu faked his death, police covered it up like a lot of people believe. Maybe, hold on, I gotta plug in my charger. Maybe Kirby, as the FBI, like, knows that he's alive. I could talk about Kirby forever. Um, and then there's a deleted scene in Scream 5 where there's a missing person sign for Kirby. When there's a deleted scene where the whole gang goes to the police station to be questioned by Judy Hicks. Mindy, Amber, Wes, Liv, they all go to the police station and there's like a police board behind them and there's a missing person sign for Kirby. I think that's suspicious. Where was Kirby? I know some people don't consider deleted scenes canon, like they don't count, but some people do. I know Nerdbox here on YouTube, who you guys should check out if you haven't already. He thinks that deleted scenes do count because there's like director's cuts of movies. So why was there a missing person sign for Kirby? Especially if she works for the FBI. Where was she? And she says in Scream 6 that she takes an interest in Ghostface attacks. So wouldn't she have been there in Scream 5? There's definitely more to Kirby than we think. Tommy, I agree with you. We need Stu and Sydney for sure. I would like to see Kincaid back. There were rumors that he was returning anyway before all of this news. Um, Patrick Dempsey did just make a return to horror in the Thanksgiving movie. And I would love to see Christina Carpenter. Will we see Christina now that the Carpenter sisters aren't going to be in the story? I think it's possible. I mean, I still think she's an important player. She has history with, she goes back to the beginning. Like, she went to high school with Sydney. She dated Billy. I think there's a definite way that we could still include Christina even without her two daughters in the story. So I hope that Christina's included. Do I think Charlie Walker is alive? It's funny you mentioned that because I know there's like a theory amongst fans. I have done videos on this before. It was actually one of my first few videos that I ever did on my channel here. I know, so Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times, if you guys don't know him, definitely go check out his channel. I Shot Him 6 Times. He has great Scream theories and other horror movie content. He started this theory. I will give him credit for that. He spotted a background character in Scream 6 that looks like Charlie Walker from Scream 4. You know the scene in Scream 6 when, right before the bodega scene, when Sam and Tara leave their apartment and Sam gets a phone call from Richie, on the phone it says it's Richie, and she answers it and a shady person walks by, someone in all black with a hood on, and they're on the phone and she thinks that it could be Ghostface. They show this person's face and it looks a lot like Charlie Walker. I think Craven Something Scary here on YouTube has kind of debunked the theory. He raised the brightness on the picture to reveal that it's I don't think it's actually Charlie, but me and Marcus, we had all these theories for Charlie Walker still being alive. So if you haven't seen them, definitely go check them out because even though it's probably not true, they're still interesting theories. Do I think Charlie Walker is alive? I don't think he is, no. Would I like it? Yes. I would like to see him be a part of Stu's cult. I would love that actually. Yeah, Stu has a sister. They reveal that in Scream 5. During the scene when the whole gang is when Mindy gives the rules and they're talking about Vince, who dies in Scream 5. Amber says his mom is Leslie Mocker, Stu Mocker's sister. There's a scene in Scream 96 at Stu's party. There's a girl that could be Christina Carpenter. So I think I know who you're talking about. I think she's wearing green. I think Craven Something Scary posted about that. And then some people also think it's the girl in blue. But I think there's a scene when Sydney and Billy are in the hallway at school and a girl walks by and her friend calls her Chrissy. So I have a whole theory on this on my channel. If you guys have not seen my past Christina videos, definitely go check them out. That's my favorite option for Christina because she actually has the name Chrissy, which is a nickname for Christina, and some people do hear the name Christy, like they hear a T in there, which actually makes it seem more like a nickname for Christina. I don't hear Christy, I hear Chrissy, but either way, both are nicknames for Christina. And I know that um, they did not have the intention to make to create this character back then. Christina Carpenter did not exist until the new movies. But I do think there's a very good chance that these new creators and new writers could have been watching the old movies for inspiration and heard this name and thought, that's interesting. Let's build a character off of this background character. Because not a lot of background characters have actual names. So it is interesting that this girl is given the name Chrissy. So that's my number one option for Christina Carpenter. Do I think Angelina Tyler could come back? So I know there's a whole theory about this. A lot of fans love this theory, and a lot of people want to see it come true. I personally am not a huge fan of Angelina. I don't need to see her again. Um, I find her character a little annoying. No offense if you guys love Angelina, that's totally fine. Um, so there is a theory that she's still alive because, like I said earlier, um, some people believe Roman Bridger had this secret second partner because the, in the original script for Scream 3, there were two killers. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, and the way that the movie is shot, certain scenes, you can tell that the way it was shot, there were two killers in mind. Like there's one scene where Sydney is running through the set of Stab 3, like through her house where, Maureen's murder is set up for the movie. And there's a scene where she's outside of the house with Ghostface. She runs into the house and then immediately another Ghostface pops out of the closet. Like there's just no way that could be one person. So some people think that Roman did have a secret second partner, which was supposed to be Angelina. She was the killer. She was one of the killers in the original script. And then her death scene is a little questionable because she gets stabbed, which could have been fake, and then the way she just kind of gets dragged off screen is a little questionable. So, do I think she could come back? I think it's possible if they really wanted it to happen. Do I personally want to see it happen? No, not really. I could definitely live without it. Who wins, Roman or Mickey? I think it would be Mickey because some people say that Roman's stronger because he did all the work himself, but his kills were a little weak, which was because of censorship in movies at the time. Um, but I think Mickey would win because he was a serial killer already before Mrs. Loomis found him. He was already an active serial killer, killing people. Like, he has some experience, and I think that Mickey would win. Worst ghost face. Let's see. Ethan. For me, it's Ethan. I I know a lot of like these new Scream fans, like the younger crowd, they love Ethan. I think he's the worst one. I just think his performance after the reveal was not my favorite. Um, some people might say that Jason was the worst Ghostface, if you even count Jason, which I do. I count Jason as a Ghostface because he got a kill under his belt in the opening of Scream 6. Um, but I like Jason more than Ethan. So for me, Ethan is the worst Ghostface. Sorry to all you Ethan lovers out there. There are a lot of comments coming in, guys, and I'm trying my best to get to all of them. If I skip your question, I'm sorry. But if you do want your question to jump to the front of the line, you can send in a super chat, which I would greatly appreciate. It's not necessary; you don't have to. But there, like I said, there are a lot of comments coming in. I'm trying my best to get to all of them. I appreciate all of you guys being here and submitting your questions. It makes sense that Chad survived because Quinn and Ethan are dorks compared to Chad. I still just I it's a little unbelievable to me that two ghost faces can't get the job done. I mean, and if you can count how many times they stabbed him. They stabbed him like 20 times. Like for me, I said earlier in the live stream, like I think that I think it's so cool that they gave us two ghost faces on screen for the first time ever. Um, but they should have given them like a crazy kill. There should have been an actual kill. I think that Chad surviving takes away from having two ghost faces on screen at the same time. And like I said, how can two killers not get the job done between the two of them? That scene annoys me. What's up? Thanks for joining us. Do I think the Sam and Tara timeline has ended and this new film will be a reboot of sorts? I hope not. I said earlier, I hope it's not a complete reboot. I don't want an entirely new story. We need some legacy characters to return to save Scream 7, in my opinion. I personally want Sydney back. If she doesn't come back, which is like the worst for me, I still think we need Gail, we need Kirby. I hope that there's some mention of Sam and Tara. Like, I hope we get some kind of explanation on where they are. I hope that they can leave it open that maybe in the future they can return. I hope everything can work out some way. I hope that we can see Joel, the cameraman, also. I've been saying this on my channel since I started my channel. I love Joel. He's one of my favorite characters. He was so funny in Scream 2. And I am aware of the theory that he could be Mindy and Chad's dad. It's never been mentioned in the movies or confirmed, so it's probably not true. But if you guys look on Scream Wiki, his last name is Martin. His name is Joel Martin, which was never mentioned in the movies. And I do think that it could just be because the actor, his last name in real life is Martin. But that's what Screen Wiki says. It says his name is Joel Martin, and Mindy and Chad, their last name is Meeks Martin. So I would love to see him come back, and I would love for him to be Twins' dad. Will that happen? I don't know. I also think Stu killed Dewey. Talk about it a bunch on my channel, in my Stu theory videos. I don't think it was Amber who killed him. I also think Stu is the one who attacked Gail in Scream 6. Obviously did not succeed in killing her. Both scenes are very questionable. Dewey's death scene, very questionable, and Gail's attack scene, also very questionable. So I think it's interesting that both of these are legacy characters. The two scenes that are questionable are legacy characters from the first movie. So that right there is another clue for me that it's Stu. If you guys have not seen my 50 Stu clues video, definitely go check it out. I give 50 clues that Stumacher is still alive, and there are a lot of clues in Gail's attack scene alone. I do talk about the Dewey scene in that video also, but Gail's attack scene, there's like 6 different Stu clues in that scene. So if you guys don't know about the clues in Gail's scene, go check out my 50 Stu clues video. My favorite scary movie is Scream, the original. I agree. Um, it's on them to win our trust back. I hope. I hope that they can do a good job. Like, obviously, it sucks what they did with firing Melissa. This all just really sucks, and I hope that they can figure something out. I don't know. I'm holding out hope. Thanks, Ronald. I also love Killjoy Jake. He has some great videos. I've been watching him for a while, and he actually shouted me out recently on one of his videos, which was awesome. Um, he talked about Christina Carpenter and mentioned one of my theories. So I'll do the same. If you guys are not subscribed to Killjoy Jake, definitely go check out his channel, subscribe. He has some great screen content over there. And he also talks about a lot of other horror movies as well. So definitely go check out his channel. I agree. I love that the fans still want to like speculate on the possibilities of what could happen next, even though everything's up in the air. I also love hearing everyone's theories. As much as I'm so disappointed about the Melissa news, the Jenna news, and I am very nervous about. Excuse me. I am very nervous about what's going to happen, but it is in a way exciting because it leaves for more room to like speculate. And the longer that we go without Scream 7 coming out, that leaves more time for us to come up with new theories. Because, once the movie's out, it's out. And then it's time to speculate about Scream 8. But, as much as I want the movie to come out as soon as possible, like I said, I want them to take the time to get it right and put in the time and effort that it needs. And then it also is exciting. The longer we have to wait for the movie, the more time there is to speculate. No, it is not true that Scream 7 is canceled. I know some people have been saying that, and I think they just mean like it's socially canceled because I know a lot of people are planning to boycott the movie, which, if that's what you want to do, that's that's your choice. I'm still gonna see the movie and support the movie. Um, Obviously, it sucks that they fired Melissa, but like there are a lot of other people involved also that make a living off of this movie. So I love this franchise, and I'm always gonna watch the movies. But no, Scream 7 is not canceled. They are still planning to make Scream 7. Hey Marcus, thanks for popping in. I am having a good day. Hope you are too. Um, you said let's hope 7 is a second chapter to 6. Just focus on Sydney. Give us a better chance for Scream 8 to bring everyone back if Spyglass sells the rights. That would be interesting. Um, if it's a second chapter to 6. I've heard some people say like, um, what if Scream 7 takes place at the same time as Scream 6? So that would explain Sydney's absence in 6, and it would explain Sam's absence in 7. That's an interesting idea. But yeah, I hope that for Scream 8, they can bring everyone back. I don't know. I hope that they can figure everything out. You guys got to go subscribe to Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times. I mentioned it earlier in the stream. He has great Scream content and other horror movie content. Definitely go check out his channel. So I already talked about this a little bit in this live stream. Do I think Charlie Walker could come back because he wasn't shot in the head? I think any Ghostface who was not shot in the head, I think it's completely possible to come back because they emphasize in the whole franchise, they emphasize that you always have to shoot them in the head where they can come back. So because Charlie wasn't shot in the head, he could technically come back. There was a whole theory amongst fans about him being alive, which was one of the first videos I ever did on my channel. Like my second and third videos ever were about Charlie because Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times started this whole theory. So definitely go check out those past videos if you're interested. But yeah, there's a few ghost faces who could come back. Let's see who. So obviously Stu, number 1, wasn't shot in the head, and I think he's alive. Who else? Mickey was not shot in the head. He was shot a bunch of times, but not in the head. So Stu, Mickey, Jill, Charlie could all come back. Who else? Detective Bailey wasn't shot in the head, was he? I don't think so. The ones who were shot in the head are Billy, Nancy Loomis, Roman. I think Richie was shot in the head. Quinn was shot in the head. So technically Ethan also wasn't. So Ethan could come back. But yeah, to answer your question, Charlie Walker could come back because he was not shot in the head. So it's always possible. So here's what I think about this. Do I think Jill is still alive? Not necessarily. I'm not I'm not necessarily on board with that theory, but she could still be alive. So I do believe it was the plan back then. Like Scream 4 came out in 2011, and if they had continued the franchise back then, Scream 5, she would have survived Scream 4. The plan was Scream 5 was going to follow Jill in college. You know, she got away with it in Scream 4. She goes to college in Scream 5. Sydney loses some of her memory and doesn't remember that Jill was Ghostface. And there was going to be a new Ghostface stalking Jill. A Ghostface who knows her secret that she was the killer in the previous movie. So, I think it's possible. They could bring her back if they wanted to. She was not shot in the head. Emma Roberts recently said that she feels that her time in the Scream franchise is not over. Like, she feels like it's unfinished. That was the original plan, that she was going to live. And her getting defibrillated in the brain, she survived that. She got up again. And then Sydney shot her in the chest. So she survived being defibrillated in the brain, which, side note, I think is another clue that Stu survived, because Jill survived literally getting electrocuted in the head. So I could go on and on. Do I think Jill's alive? Not necessarily, but is it possible? Yes. Hello, thanks for joining us. Yeah, Amber's not my favorite. When I first saw Scream 5, I was like, "Ugh, I don't like this girl at all." But I will admit she has grown on me a little bit. After seeing Scream 6, which screams the Ghostface reveal in general in Scream 6 is probably my least favorite of the entire franchise. Like, I don't like Ethan. Just the Ghostface reveal in Scream 6 is not my favorite. So after seeing that in Scream 6, Amber has grown on me a little bit. Still not my favorite. She's ranked very low on my ranking of ghost faces, but she's not my least favorite. Hey Barry, thanks for joining us. If you guys are not subscribed to Barry from Wolfman's Got Nards, definitely go check out his channel. He posts a lot of great screen content and other horror movies, so definitely go check him out. You said, I really only see Kirby returning from these new series of movies in the franchise. That's a fair point. I feel like Gail will also return. I feel like Courtney Cox is always down to be in Scream. Um, but yeah, I mean, you have a point. Like, Kirby could be the only one that returns, which I wouldn't be too mad about that. Like I said before, like, I think we need as many legacy characters as we can to make me care about Scream 7. Like, I don't want just all new characters with an all new storyline. Like, I need some connection to the previous films for me to really care about it. But yeah, that's a fair point. Kirby could be the only one. What if Christina does kill Sydney in Scream 7 and Stu dies in Scream 8? I don't think Sydney will die in Scream 7. I have a feeling that she's never gonna die. I think Sydney is gonna survive every movie that she's in. I would like to see Christina try to kill her. I would love to see a battle between Christina and Sydney because Christina's probably jealous of Sydney that Billy, publicly claimed Sydney like as his girlfriend. Um, and someone pointed this out in my comments recently that Christina could be angry that Sydney killed Billy. I actually never even thought of that before. Like, Christina was in love with Billy. So she could want revenge on Sydney for killing Billy and taking him away from her. And yeah, I hope that Stu survives Scream 7 and goes into Scream 8. And then I do think that if he carries on to Scream 8, that he'll have to die. And Craven Something Scary here on YouTube has said that he thinks it should be like a definitive kill, like where there can be no more debate about it, which I agree. So like they should decapitate him, chop his head off because there's no debating that. So yeah, I would like to see I would like to see Stu pop up at the end of Scream 7, make it to Scream 8, and then get like a definitive kill. Do I think we could see where Stu has been and what he's done between the end of Scream 1 and 6? I hope so. I hope that we get some explanation. I hope that they don't just like brush over like what he's been up to this whole time. Because I do think that he's been running the cult of ghost faces on the message board that um, Amber and Richie met on. So yeah, I hope that he explains himself a little bit. Like, where has he been living? How has he been getting around without people discovering who he is? Has he not left the house, and has his cult members like have his cult members been going out to like get his food? Has he been ordering DoorDash? Like, I just hope we get as much detail on what exactly Stu has been up to. I hope so. I hope that they can work it out one day. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen before Scream 7, which is a major bummer. Um, but yeah, maybe for Scream 8 they can work something out. I don't know. Do I like the fifth movie? Yeah, I like it a lot. Um, it's not my least favorite. I think Scream 3 is my least favorite, which is pretty common. A lot of people have the third one in last place. And I still love the third one. Like, there's no Scream movie that I don't like. Um, I do like the fifth movie. I might like it more than Scream 6. I don't know. Don't take my word for that. I Scream 5 has grown on me with every rewatch. I'm like, wow, this is a pretty good movie. I agree. That's like my number one thing I want to see. I want Stu to say, surprise Sydney. And I also want him to say, I always had a thing for you, Sid. We need to hear those lines again. When did I watch Scream for the first time? I don't know. I was thinking about this recently. I wish I could remember the first time I watched it. I don't remember. I was definitely very young. Um, but I don't know. It's been one of my favorite movies for a long time. And then when they announced Scream 5, I just kind of became like obsessed with the Scream franchise because we never thought that we were gonna get another Scream movie anytime soon. I agree. Stu needs to come back. For me, it's like the only thing that can save Scream 7. Charlie lives. Yes, Amber, I believe, was shot in the head after being set on fire, which is crazy that she even woke up after being set on fire. Like, that's another thing. People who say that Stu could not survive what happened to him. I mean, Amber got up after being set on fire. So, I think Stu could definitely survive. Right. Jill got shot like in the chest or stomach. She did not get shot in the head. So she could still be alive. I would like to see her again. I'm not like on board with that theory fully, but if they brought her back, I would like to see it. Could I give you a general ranking of favorite to least favorite ghost faces? I do have a ranking video on my channel if you want to check it out. But definitely my favorite is Stu, then Billy. Um, I like Charlie a lot. I think he's very underrated. I know a lot of people don't like him. I like Charlie. I like Jill. Because Scream 4 is my favorite sequel out of the franchise. So it's my second favorite movie. Um, then I like Mickey, then Roman, Mrs. Loomis. Um, Ethan's definitely my least favorite. I have a full ranking on my channel if you guys want to check it out. Hello. Happy to see you in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Do I think Scream 7 should introduce new characters in a different setting that is connected to the main characters? Um, I already said I don't want to see a whole new cast. That's not my favorite idea. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that we get some kind of continuation. My I want Sydney to be the focus of Scream 7. They want to bring in some new characters as well. That's fine, like they did in Scream 6. You know, Quinn, Annika, they were new. But after bringing in the old characters, I don't want completely new characters. Thanks for joining. Yes, this is the channel I was telling you guys about earlier. They have Scream songs on their channel, and they are the writers. Songs About Everything is the writer of Stumacher is Alive song, which you guys have to hear if you haven't already. And they recently put out a sequel song called Stew Clues. So go subscribe to their channel, Songs About Everything, and listen to all their Scream songs. I agree with you that Charlie is the most underrated Ghostface. He gets a lot of hate. Like, a lot of people don't like him. I think he did. First of all, he does have arguably the most brutal death. Like, with Olivia. Olivia was the most brutal. He did that all by himself, and he did most of the work himself. Like, Jill barely killed anyone. She kills Charlie in the end, and Trevor. That's it. Charlie did the rest. At least I think so. Hello, thanks for joining us. I agree. I don't think Amber killed Dewey. I talk about it a bunch on my channel in my Schumacher theory videos, so feel free to check them out. Um, yeah, I don't think Amber killed Dewey. Bring back Stu. I agree. Stu definitely survived. I would love to have some say in Scream 7. Maybe one day. Maybe one day they can consult me. We'll see. I agree. Other ghost faces, lived through crazy things before ultimately dying. Like I said earlier, Jill was her brain got zapped and she went on living until Sydney killed her. But yeah, I mean, look at what Chad survived. Like, you guys know how I feel. Stu could definitely survive what happened to him. I like this idea. If they definitely kill Stu in 8 at his house, and the movie ends like the first movie with First Cool Hive playing, that would be amazing. That's like exactly what I want to happen. I know a lot of people don't want to go back to Woodsboro and Stu's house because it's been done before, but I want to see them end up at Stu's house again. I don't care if it's been done before. Hello, thanks for joining us. If Dewey and Chad could be stabbed a combined 40 plus times and live, Stu and Charlie could survive their injuries. As long as you're breathing, his legacy will grow. Good. Keep it alive. I like that you're still on the Charlie plane. You should do another, Marcus, you should do another video on Charlie. I feel like it's been a while. I want to hear some more Charlie theories. Scream in space? No, I'm not a fan of that idea. Yes, Songs About Everything also made a Nancy song. It's kind of like Stacy's mom has got it going on, but Billy's mom. You guys, like I said, you gotta go check out Songs About Everything. What if Roman had a son or daughter with someone working on his movie and they come back working with Stu? That would definitely be interesting. I have heard the theory before that some people think Roman could have had a kid because he did sleep with Jennifer Jolie. She says she admits that they slept together. So, well, unless she that couldn't work unless she had a kid in secret before she died. But it's possible that he could have another kid out there somewhere. That would be interesting. Charlie was one of the most brutal ghost faces. Yes, go check out Songs About Everything. They have a bunch of different Scream songs on their channel. Go subscribe, listen to their songs. We got Stu Mocker in the chat admitting that he's alive, but you won't reveal where you've been hiding. That's fine. We'll wait and find out. Just make sure that you show up in Scream 7. I did not see the Scream panel from this past weekend, right? I know there was like a convention. Wish I could have gone. I didn't even know what was going on. I need to look into when the next one is. I need to meet the Screamcast one day. How cool would a flashback be in 7 where Stu shows not only he was behind the mask when he killed Dewey and attacked Gail in her apartment, but he was always in the background in every movie. I love that idea. I hope that that comes true. Nerdbox here on YouTube has a series of Stu Clues videos that you guys should definitely go check out. Nerdbox has these theories that Stu has been in the background of every movie. And they make some good points. Like, for me, the most convincing one is in Scream 2. Just definitely go check out Nerdbox's channel for their Stu Clues videos. Yeah, I would like a flashback that connects everything and reveals that he was Dewey's killer. I would love to see that. I love that you love Charlie. I think it's possible that Charlie could survive. Is it a little unlikely? Like in real life? Possibly, yeah. But it is possible. Like I said earlier, the franchise emphasizes that you need to shoot them in the head or they can always come back. He wasn't shot in the head, so it's always possible. I would love to see Charlie come back. I mean, Rory Culkin still looks the same. His hair looks the same. He's kept the long hair. I would love to see him again. I would love for Charlie to be working in Stu's cult. I have done a theory video on that months and months ago because, like I said earlier in the stream, like Kirby is very suspicious. So, what if Kirby is working with Charlie and they're part of Stu's cult? There's so many theories out there. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining the live stream. Up until last year, I thought all the Culkin brothers were all the same person. That's funny. They all do kind of look similar, and they're all actors. Yes, I can't wait to see it. I need some inspiration for some new theories. What if Stu comes back with ghost faces that weren't double tapped or shot in the head? I would like to see that. I would lose my mind in the theater if that happened. Um, but then again, like the more ghost faces that they bring back, um, that's like less time for Stu. Like I want them to focus on Stu. So if they need to spend time focusing on four other different returning ghost faces, I don't think I would like that. But I would like to see one other returning ghost face with him. Like I said, I would like that to be Charlie. Scream 7 is still happening. It's not canceled. I hope that they don't cancel it. I don't think that they will because these movies make so much money. Like, even without Melissa and Jenna, I do still think that people would go see it and that it's still going to make a lot of money. Like, Beyond the Mask here on YouTube, I think he tweeted something recently saying that, like, most Scream fans are casual fans and that they will still go and watch the movie. Like, yes, us here right now in this live stream are obsessed fans, but majority of the viewers are casual fans. So they probably don't even know what's going on with the cast and Melissa. They probably don't even know what the news that's been going on, and they'll still go see the movie. So I don't think Scream 7 will be canceled. Um, I also want Sydney back. For me personally, it's the only thing that can save Scream 7. Sydney coming back and Stu coming back. They got to do something big, especially now that Melissa and Jenna are not returning. Like I said, I don't want brand new characters. And I also don't want just another new Ghostface. That's been done 6 times already. Like, it's the 7th movie. We need to step it up, do something different, bring back a returning Ghostface with Schumacher. Let's step it up. Yeah, Mindy is a lot of people's like least favorite. I don't mind her. I like her. But I do think that if she returns, like she'll probably die because we do need some big deaths in the franchise. That's my biggest issue with Scream 6, that there was no big deaths. That's a good point. There's a lot of newer Scream fans who are kind of just, they wanted to see Melissa and Jenna. Um, but I do think like at least half of the fan base are older fans who have been around since the original. And as much as I am very disappointed with the news about Melissa and Jenna, we did have 4 movies without them. So I do think that the franchise can survive without them. As much as I want to see them again, and I'm upset that they won't be in it, there were 4 movies without them. Sorry for reminding you. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, yesterday was the 26th anniversary of Scream 2. So, I can't believe how long Scream has been around. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go, guys. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. Um, so if you want to get in some last comments, do it now. So I'll probably end it in the next like 5 minutes. We've been going for over an hour and a half. This has been a lot of fun. I definitely gotta do more streams soon. I love talking Scream with all you guys. Do I think Mark will be in Scream 7? I do think so. I hope so. Um, there have been recent rumors that they've been talking about getting him in the movie, and I actually have, before there were talks about getting him back, I have said this on my channel that they could bring him back because they mentioned him in Scream 5 being Sydney's husband, and he did just make a recent return to horror in Thanksgiving. So now's the perfect time to bring him back. What about Sydney's dad coming back? I would like to see that. Um, there is a deleted scene in Scream 4 that he died. A lot of people don't consider deleted scenes canon. Some people do. So is he alive or dead in the franchise? I don't know, but I would like to see him come back. Do I have an Instagram? Yes. You guys can go follow me on Instagram. It's surprise_sisterpam. I link it in the description of every one of my videos. So if you want to just follow the link in my descriptions, you can do that. But it's surprise_sisterpam. I'm also on Twitter, sisterpam96, and I am also on TikTok, sisterpam, same as my YouTube. Like I said, I always link them in the description of all of my videos. So if you can't find it, check out the descriptions on my past videos. Thank you so much, Denisha. I really appreciate the super chat, and I really appreciate you being a moderator in the live chat. And I'll definitely reach out to you in the future for future live streams. I really appreciate it. Yes, she is an awesome moderator. That would be interesting to have a debate with Zach Cherry. I know he's not on the stew train. And I know Craven Something Scary had him on his channel recently, and that was an interesting stream to watch. Maybe one day, maybe we could set it up. I also could. Wait, hold on. Where's? I also could talk Scream for hours. I could go on and on and on. Will Scream 9 be the last Scream? Who knows? I hope not. I hope it goes on forever. As long as they keep making quality movies. I don't want it to get like crazy like some franchises do as they go on. They've done a good job so far. Thanks, Marcus. Yes, we gotta do a live stream again soon. Do I think Mark gets killed in 7? Maybe. You know, do I want it to happen? I don't know, because Sydney deserves Sydney deserves a happy ending. So do I want Mark to die? Not necessarily, but I think he could. We'll see, I guess. Yes, my name is Pamela. I know, like Pamela Voorhees. Yes, go check out Craven Something Scary's channel. I love his channel so much. He does live streams very often. So if you guys like talking in the chat, definitely go check out his channel. I've been a guest on his channel before. He's great. Love him. Definitely go check out Craven Something Scary. Um, I agree. I think Scream will go on forever. As long as these movies keep making money, it's probably gonna go on forever. Where would I send you a link to a Billy Loomis tribute video? You could send it on Instagram. You could DM me on Instagram. Like I said, it's surprise underscore Sister Pam. Yes, Scream 7 is still getting made. It's not canceled. All right, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. Gotta go do some things. This has been so much fun. I really appreciate all you guys joining in the chat. We've had a steady like 40 to 50 viewers, which is amazing. We've gone for over an hour and a half, and I'll definitely do this soon. Maybe this coming week. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night.